In the heart of a bustling African city, where the golden sun kissed the earth and laughter filled the air, stood a small, unassuming restaurant. Its signboard, faded by years of weather, read, "The Hidden Table." To passers-by, it seemed like just another place to grab a quick meal, but to the locals, it was a sanctuary, a home away from home. This restaurant was known for its mouth-watering dishes, cooked with secret spices handed down through generations. People from all walks of life gathered here, united by their love for the food and the stories it told. From the young artist seeking inspiration to the weary traveler finding solace, the restaurant offered more than meals. It offered moments. But what most people didn't know, what no one dared to question, was the mystery behind its unparalleled flavors. For beneath its warm facade lay a secret so profound, it would change everything for those who discovered it. Behind the scenes, the restaurant staff worked tirelessly. Mama Zola, the head chef, was a matronly figure, her hands skilled from years of perfecting recipes. Her laughter was infectious, her eyes kind but shrouded with a depth that hinted at untold stories. Then there was young Kofi, a dreamer and aspiring chef, who worked as an apprentice. His curiosity often led him to question everything. "Why does this dish taste different every time Mama Zola makes it?" he once asked. But the answers were always vague, wrapped in riddles or deflected with a hearty laugh. The regular patrons rarely asked questions either. They were too busy savoring the meals, too mesmerized by the ambience. But one day, a series of unusual events would set Kofi on a journey to uncover the truth. And what he found would reveal a secret that had been hidden for decades. In the darkest corner of the storage room, behind bags of flour and jars of spices, sat a weathered chest. Its lock was rusty, its wood chipped, yet it exuded an aura of mystery. What lay inside? No one knew. Or perhaps, no one dared to remember. This is only the beginning. Stay with us as we unravel the tale of the hidden table, a story of secrets, courage, and the power of truth. Kofi had always been an inquisitive soul. While others went about their tasks without question, Kofi noticed the details, like how Mama Zola would always mix a special ingredient into her dishes when no one was looking, or how she whispered words over her cooking pots as though speaking to them. One evening, after the restaurant had closed and the staff had gone home, Kofi stayed behind under the pretense of cleaning up. But in truth, he had his eyes set on something else, the mysterious chest he'd seen glimpses of in the storage room. The chest looked older up close, its intricate designs telling stories of a distant past. But its lock was formidable. It was clear this wasn't an ordinary piece of furniture. It was a guardian of secrets. Kofi attempts to pry the chest open but hears footsteps behind him. Startled, he turns to find Mama Zola standing in the doorway. "Mama Zola." "Kofi, my dear boy, what are you doing here so late?" Kofi stammers, trying to explain, but Mama Zola's knowing smile stops him. "Mama Zola, curiosity is a gift, Kofi, but it can also be dangerous. Some secrets are hidden for a reason." Mama Zola, sensing Kofi's persistence, decided it was time to reveal part of the truth. She poured them both a cup of steaming hibiscus tea, her hands steady despite the weight of the story she was about to tell. "Mama Zola, Kofi, this restaurant isn't just a place to eat. It's a legacy, a gift from my grandmother and her grandmother before her. The recipes we use are not just culinary creations, they're pieces of history, passed down through the women of my family." Despite Mama Zola's warnings, Kofi's mind raced. What was this spice? How could something so simple hold such power? His curiosity was no longer just about the chest. It was about understanding the magic that brought people together. Kofi decides to observe Mama Zola more closely, taking mental notes of her every move in the kitchen. As days turned into weeks, life at the restaurant continued as usual, until one fateful evening when a stranger walked through the doors. He was tall, with sharp features and eyes that seemed to see through everything. He introduced himself as Mr. Adissa, a food critic renowned for uncovering secrets. Mr. Adissa orders several dishes, his expression unreadable as he tastes each one. The staff whispers nervously, knowing the power of his reviews. But there was more to Mr. Odissa than met the eye. He wasn't just a critic. He was on a mission to uncover the truth behind the hidden table's legendary flavors. But there's more. Long ago, during a time of great famine, our ancestors were blessed by a wandering spirit. She offered them a treasure, a spice so unique and powerful that it could transform even the simplest meal into a feast fit for kings. But there was a price. The secret of the spice could never be revealed, or it would lose its power forever. A stormy night, with thunder rumbling in the distance. Kofi, emboldened by his interactions with Mr. Odissa, decides to try opening the chest again. This time, he uses a set of tools he borrowed from the kitchen. As Kofi worked on the lock, sweat beading on his forehead, the chest finally gave way with a loud click. Inside, he found an old journal, bundles of dried herbs, and a small pouch filled with a golden powder. Kofi flips through the journal, his eyes widening as he reads about the origins of the spice and its connection to the spirit that blessed his ancestors. The journal contained recipes, rituals, and warnings. It spoke of balance, how the spice could bring joy but also chaos if misused. And it hinted at something darker, a curse that would befall anyone who tried to exploit its power. Kofi decides to confront Mama Zola with the contents of the chest. Mama Zola, anguish. Kofi, you don't understand what you've done. The spirit's blessing is not a gift to be taken lightly. By opening that chest, you've awakened forces we cannot control. Kofi pleads with Mama Zola, insisting that the truth must be shared with the world. Narrator voice. Little did they know, their conversation was overheard by Mr. Odissa, who now had all the ammunition he needed to expose the hidden table's secrets to the world. Next day, where the strange events begin to unfold in restaurant. At first, the changes were subtle, a broken plate here, a burned dish there. But soon, the entire restaurant seemed to be unraveling. Customers complained of strange tastes, the staff grew restless, and Mama Zola's hands trembled as she cooked. The blessing had turned into a curse, and it was up to Kofi to make things right. Kofi stood in the center of the storm, his heart heavy with guilt. The once harmonious kitchen had become a battlefield, and the joy that defined the hidden table had vanished. It was then that Kofi realized, this wasn't just about the spice or the curse. It was about respect, for tradition, for balance, and for the legacy entrusted to Mama Zola. Kofi retreats to his room, determined to find a solution. He pores over the journal he found in the chest, searching for answers. In the final pages of the journal, Kofi found a glimmer of hope, a ritual to restore the balance. But it wasn't easy. The ritual required the participation of the entire community, a selfless act of unity to prove they were worthy of the spirit's blessing. Rallying the community. The village square, where Kofi addresses the townspeople. Kofi. Friends, neighbors, we all know the hidden table is more than a restaurant. It's a symbol of who we are, our culture, our history, our unity. But we've taken its magic for granted, and now we're paying the price. I need your help to make things right. There's a ritual we must perform together to restore balance and protect what we've built. The villagers murmured among themselves, skeptical but intrigued. Slowly, one by one, they agreed to join Kofi, inspired by his sincerity and the love they all shared for the hidden table. The forest under a full moon, where the villagers gather with lanterns and offerings. The air was thick with anticipation as Mama Zola led the villagers in a chant, her voice steady and melodic. Kofi stood at the center, holding the golden spice in his hands, its glow faint but steady. Mama Zola and Kofi read from the journal, guiding the villagers in the ritual. They offer dishes prepared with love, singing and dancing to honor the spirit. For a moment nothing happened. The forest was silent, save for the crackling of the fire. But then a soft breeze swept through, carrying the scent of the spices, the laughter of the villagers, and the warmth of their unity. A shimmering figure appears, a spirit, elegant and otherworldly, her presence commanding yet serene. The spirit. You have strayed, but you have also shown humility. Let this be a lesson. The greatest magic lies not in spices or secrets, but in the love and unity of your people. The restaurant's grand reopening celebration. Kofi, Mama Zola, and the villagers celebrated the rebirth of the hidden table with a feast like no other. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the village, Kofi felt a sense of belonging he had never known before. The hidden table was not just a place to eat, it was a testament to the strength of tradition, the beauty of unity, and the power of love. The story ends with Kofi writing his own entry in the journal, promising to preserve its legacy for future generations.